Bit of a market review here. So QQQ getting slammed today, down 1.7%. There was a nasty gap down yesterday, and today it's just faded throughout the entire day. Does find support on the 50-day, but it does undercut it for the first time. And we do kind of see potentially it could just be a head and shoulders topping pattern here, as we see it come down. Now we did see it kind of line in the sand here at this level right here, 703 or 705. So if it breaks below that, that's honestly very bad. But nothing wrong so far. It is building out quite nicely right now. At the end of the day, it is innocent until proven guilty. This could potentially be another higher low. But if we break below the 705 level, that would be very bad. Could potentially even see retest of the all-time lows. Or not the all-time lows, but the monthly lows at the ninth. S&P 500 is holding up better as it really is just the AI tech getting hit. If you look at the SMH getting hit hard off highs, the XLK, and then memory stocks in general, the leaders, Micron, even after the monster earnings down 20% off highs, SanDisk, and then the now laggards of that group, WGC Western Digital, which is honestly at its top over here. And if you were able to short up there under this prior low right here, good for you. 6 gap ups in a row. This is kind of an exhaustion top. We do see support at the 50-day, but whether or not that is going to stick, I don't know. And then obviously SDX being the other laggard compared to those memory names, and really not the very good price action in the memories and the RAM and the tech names in general is very choppy, wide, hard to trade. Not recommend doing those unless you're shorting. But there are a few good names. AMD being one of the better ones, forming out some higher lows, and Intel as well, which has already built out for a while. And although it does undercut this low, it does not close below it though. And then Dell being the other one. This is one of my favorite leaders from earlier. So if you're able to get in any of those three, that's pretty good. um, some other names we do see obviously the biotechs have been really strong. Biotechs, healthcare, mRNA, MIRMM, Eli Lilly, and this is healthcare, another healthcare. A lot of healthcare companies going really fast up. Um, just want to see some sideways consolidation, get positioned to some of those other names. Blackberries has been a strong name. I was positioned earlier at 540, but I did not catch this whole move. Unfortunate. I'm looking for honestly a retest on the 20 EMA if we get an undercut rally, or a move back down to the $10 level. Whole number you could play, even the whole number edge around. Yeah, $10 would be it. We might just see undercut rally the 20. Very nice if that's the case. Hood also breaking out of the stage 1 here after the beginning of the stage 4 decline. So if you're able to get positioned on the breakout or on the retest of the breakout, that is good for you. Energy, not really all that strong. Bloom Energy is really getting wide and loose here. It's not good. Potentially end of the move for now. Definitely kind of stage 3 action. Would avoid this for now unless there's a change of character. FCell, great move up. This is definitely a name I want to get positioned in if I can see some sort of sideways action to the 20-day undercut and rally potentially, or something with this gap, unfilled gap. Then the Vicar is getting destroyed, so not much to do there. Penguin on this high flag, but 350% move almost. It's only been consolidating for more than 4 weeks. Do you see this sort of support gap here? So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how I'm going to get positioned this name. I really would hope that I can get some more sideways action, and I kind of want to see what the market's going to do on Monday. But if I were to have to buy this, probably something having to do with the support gap. But we will see. Not much of the Magnificent 7. Do you see this little bit of bounce off Meta News, although it did sell off yesterday. And then the other names, Nvidia, Google. Tesla was holding strong, but it got slammed yesterday. Made a nice bounce, but then it just got destroyed. Metals, nothing to do. None of these look good. XME also getting destroyed, so not much to do there. Um, Space has been strong recently. Rocket Lab, ASTS, PL, all bouncing off lows 20-25%, but not much to get positioned yet. Rocket Lab's getting trapped up the 50-day, and it's had low daily closing range, so it's not something that I think is ready yet. But once it gets above the 50-day, definitely a name to look at. NeoCloud's definitely stage 3. Been getting absolutely destroyed. CoreWeave, Applied Digital, Riot, Hut, Wolf, Cypher, all getting destroyed. Nebius obviously being the leader in this kind of group, and Nebius still looks good around this 50 day if you're able to get positioned in there. Pretty easy setup here. Just buy 620 right here. Stop loss low of day, like 1%. And you're holding with a 2.5% cushion in the end of the day. It's pretty good. I didn't buy this because I've really been chopped around April, and I did not want to hold overnight because this stock has had some crazy gaps in the past. So there might be a way to get positioned in yesterday as well with the support gap, but we'll see how that goes. Equipment. This equipment stocks have been really strong recently this past week, but then just got absolutely destroyed the past couple days. Past 2 days specifically. ASML, AMAT was doing insanely strong. KLIC, LRC, KLIC. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in this group. I'll have to go back on that. LRCX, MK, all of these have really just getting absolutely destroyed. AHR being at one of the worst so far. Memory, kind of what you're expecting, kind of like stage 3 wide loose, nothing really all that good. ADI kind of has its base, but just broke below it, so nothing good there. AMD, this is one of the better ones, potentially a higher low here of the 20-day. If I were to get an entry, I kind of want to just let it like run for a little bit tomorrow and see what's happening, but because some of these names, they might just start to unwind more, and we might see a test at the 50-day. In which case you're going to get stuck bag holding. Intel, the other one, this is good. This one made a big move up 300%, but then also, or 200%, but it was able to consolidate for 8 weeks, right? So this is another one I'm looking at. It does undercut these lows, but does not close below it. And there's a support gap here, so we'll see if potentially that's playable. Micron really wide, and then all of the other names, not much to be done there. Marvell kind of breaks below the high tide flag here and closes below, not good. And then I went over those earlier. Optics, absolutely horrible. These are shorts, if anything, but they've honestly unwinded quite a lot already. But these are all stage 3 except for GLW. Oh wow, damn! This thing got obliterated in the past 2 days. I didn't even see that, but this stock was showing some insane relative strength, going up 50%, almost 10 sessions, and in this absolutely horrible group. But it seems it just caught up to see what's happening. It's absolutely obliterated. Anyway, software is definitely probably the strongest group right now behind the biotechs, healthcare, but or maybe not the strongest group, but these list of software leaders are very strong. Frog, if any of you were able to get positioned in that Friday or the Friday here for a lot of these stocks, good for you. These stocks right now, they need to go sideways a little bit more or pull back to the 10, 20. So that's how I would get positioned. Rubrik needs a little bit more sideways. It's kind of cup and handle. Even on the weekly cup and handle. But I did not get positioned down here. If you're looking at this cup and handle, you can get positioned down here. I know someone did. Great if you got there. Hopefully we see some sideways and maybe even a pullback, but pull back to the 10. But we'll just see what happens. CrowdStrike. Again, it's kind of extended. Not much to do here. Wait for some sort of pullback. If you got in on Friday, great for you. If not, same thing with Snowflake. More sideways. PanW. Datadog. Fortnite, if we see a retest of the breakout point 150, that would be a gift. Of this, even this support gap and this 150 level, this yellow line right here. If we can see a retest, that would be an amazing position to get in. Just wait for it to bounce and then buy some like 620 on the intraday with your stop loss low day. And then Dawkins really just kind of unwinded into the support gap from the earnings back in May. So we will see how that goes. Again, XBI, Biotech, strongest, and then Space had this really nice bounce here recently. Again, but Rocket Lab, ASTS, etc., I want to see them get above the 50-day, and then we can try playing them. And then obviously, worst performing groups, you can WGMI, which is your Neo Clouds, your Bitcoin miners, these stocks right here, they can get obliterated. Photonics, these are all horrible. Even the EWV, getting absolutely obliterated as well. And then RAM, this is Micron, Stannis, XTX, WDC, etc. Semiconductors, tech, and then the home builders have been doing strong recently. A little bit of pullback, but that's to be expected, not much. IGV gets this nice bounce here, which has been pulling up all the software leaders, and that's probably on the back of Microsoft bouncing, ServiceNow, um, Microsoft, ServiceNow. I can't even think of the other big holdings, Palantir. These names have been bouncing after their disgusting declines, so that's pulling the group up, and in turn the leaders are going as well. No gappers on my list that I'm watching. Although for my focus list, though, we do have quite a few names for tomorrow. Nebius off the 50-day is the big one. Is one of the ones. If you bought yesterday, that was the ideal time to buy. But I don't want to get gapped down. Hopefully, I get some more cushion. We'll see. There might be another test of the 50-day, in which case you could potentially get in. FCell, I want to see it pull back to the 20-day again. We might be seeing some sort of 25 whole number action potentially as something to play. But I'd probably something around the 20-day, see a little bit of sideways, just like kind of like drifting down or whatever. And then we get some tests at that $25 level in the 20 EMA. Eli Lilly, ideally pull back to the 10, this purple line, and get some undercut and rally. Fortinet, if we're given a retest of this pivot, that would be one of the names to get. Crazy relative strength. If you buy this HVC, great for you. But crazy relative strength throughout this basing period. It pulls back, higher low, and during this time, if you look at the QQQ from the 9th to that date, it's getting absolutely just chopped around and pulls back, gaps down, and whatnot. And then if you look at Fortinet, essentially clean price action ends up getting above the pivot. And if we see a retest, even retest 10-day, that would be something that I would play. Rubrik, more sideways around this cup and handle. Not trying to buy a breakout. They should not have been working for me at all in these conditions. Frog, Crowd, Snow, all need more sideways. And then Blackberry, I want to see test of the 20 EMA or the 21 and potentially even on the $10 level. If we can see something happen around there, that would be a great place to risk off of as one of the whole number edges in the markets. So then the three tech names, I say these for last. Dell, this has been an extremely strong name. It's up like 150%. And higher low, this could potentially be a higher low. In order to get a position with this, I'm thinking I might, honestly, I want to see another day build out, potentially, before I get positioned. Intel might see a test of the 50-day. That's probably how I would get positions, like 4%, 5%. That would be how I would want to get in. And then AMD, potentially higher low here. I kind of want to see another day. We might bounce, we might not. I don't know. Not quite sure exactly how I want to get positioned this one. Potentially an undercut and rally of the support gaps. We'll see. We'll see. Not much else to do though. And then there are obviously the healthcare tech names, biotech names that need to just go sideways and then get positioned in them. Beam is not a name I want to trade though. It's quite wide, though it is in this really nice base. If you were to get in, probably something in the support gap or the 20 EMA. So if you did get in, it's not actually a bad base. But it's real, honestly, it's not something I want to trade though.